Well, good afternoon. So around our farm, we pretty much know it's harvest time when I lose the sunglasses. So it can be nice and sunny all summer, all spring, and as soon as we get into the fall, as soon as we basically start up our combines, the cloud's over. It usually rains every few days. It's just miserable. So probably going forward, I won't have glasses on all that much. But while we're at it, I swathed here, finished swathing yesterday. We swathed 200 acres of just our straight peas. Yield is way down. I would think maybe 30 bushels to the acre. That's a little bit poor for sure, but these are a lower yielding pea anyways, so it's not the end of the world. And the fact that they're dry, they're 13.5, dry is about 16. That's a win for us. So it is hot today. It's whatever, 25 degrees still, even though it's overcast. We're going to throw them in a bin with aeration. Of course, we're not going to get that much, right? We're going to get 7,000 bushels maybe off of this 200 acres. So we'll fill our small 2,500 bushel aeration bins, and we'll just blow on them for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days, and then we'll maybe move them all into one big bin. And by then, maybe the rest of the crop is ready. So that is one nice thing about growing peas. You get an earlier start on your combining, if you're lucky. Also, the peas, you can tell they suffered because they're a little bit smaller than normal, but they are nice. So we, cruising away here now. Between Dad and Corey, they run one combine. My mom runs that combine over there. But off the start, obviously, Dad and I do most of this setting for your concaves, your cylinder, your fan, sieves at the back. These combines are not the fancy brand new ones where you can do everything from the cab. You have to get out and do a lot of adjusting. And now this does look like a pretty impressive swath, but keep in mind it's a 35-foot swather. So these are, I believe, they're 16-foot headers. So it lays like 9-foot windrow, but it's quite light. Like you can even see that there's not as many paws as a guy would like. Another pet peeve of mine is TikTok and YouTubes and everything where everybody flashes by their yield monitors. I don't even know how to set this. I don't know how to calibrate it. I don't know how to do anything. I did figure out a way to change it to field peas. Our peas are testing 13.5, so that's not right. And this yield, it's probably, I mean, in spots, what we use it for is it's representative, I guess. Like, so if you're gonna go through a spot where it's really, really shitty, this number will drop, like it's dropping right now. But then if you get to a spot where the swath is really big, then it will go up. So I guess it's a reference. But as far as bushels, we don't know until we're done the field what it is. And we were hoping that this would make 35. If it does, great. If it doesn't, there's absolutely nothing we can do at this point. So it's gonna be what it will be. And if the grain prices hold their own or start to go back up or whatever, it won't be so bad either. We are thinking about getting a different variety of peas. So we grew Gardays. We've had some decent enough yields, some 50, 60, 70 bushel yields. Maybe 70 is a stretch, but 50, 60 anyways. And realistically, we expect about a 50 bushel crop is going to be a good pea crop for us. There are forage peas and there are other varieties of peas that stand taller, grow taller, yield more. And I think probably going forward, the market that we exclusively sold into, it seems to be disappearing, dwindling, getting harder and harder to get into that market. So there's no point anymore in growing this specialty pea. So we might, next year we might look into growing a different variety anyways. But you have to excuse the window being dirty, but they are really nice looking peas. Like, they are really green and they are delicious to eat. So when you go through spots like this is a draw here. So it doesn't grow in a wet year, doesn't grow in a dry year either. So, and then you can see there's really not much coming out of that bubble up auger, or clean, whatever they call it. I don't know. We call it a bubble up auger. Then you'll get into a spot where it'll get quite a bit better, and then the peas will come boiling in. And we do have the GPSs in both combines. They are the older style Trimbles with the external motor, so quite a bit easier to switch from machine to machine than, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. The integrated ones, I guess, if all your machines are the same, it's just as simple as moving the monitor. But these ones, we got to move this, we got to move this monitor, and then we got to move that compensator down there. So not the end of the world, but and you also don't need a GPS, obviously, to follow a swath. So this was all swathed with a GPS, so the line is straight. But I mean, why not, right? If you got the technology, you may as well use it. Well, good morning. We just about had wreck of the day, and it's not even really late. So I don't know if you can see up there, there's 3 shiny new bolts in that flange where the top section of the auger meets the middle section. I was just unloading peas here and I heard like ping, ping, ping. And then I looked up there and all those 3 bolts were gone. And the old tip of the auger was doing the old wibbly wobble there. And yeah, I guess if not for these, whatever you call these wires that add tension to it, I think she would all come crashing down. And then it would have been junk, because everything would have been bent, right? It would have ripped the top off, bent the flighting, wrecked the tube, wrecked everything. So anyways, that's good. This auger is quite old. It's probably nearing the end of its life anyways. But that being said, it still augers and we don't want to wreck it. What are we at today? Well, we're combining still. There's 200 acres of peas. I think she's getting to the north end. Hopefully that gets a little bit better. We're probably averaging around 30 bushels to the acre, which isn't great. So, and if that end doesn't do a bunch better, we're going to probably average under 30, maybe 20, 25. I guess not the end of the world. Peas are cheap to seed, cheap to grow, but you always expect a little more. Well, that 200 acres of peas now is done. So the process now, switch the header over. We use these auger headers. They're pretty much maintenance free and they're easy to fix when they do break, and they're almost indestructible. So the drapers are, yeah, they're great and everything, and they got 50-foot drapers. These are only 30 feet, but they work really good for us. When we straight cut our peas, they're a better header for that. And when you get into standing wheat, standing barley, it works just fine as well. So Dad's just blowing the combine off. That's something you got to do. Fire hazard, kind of sort of control some of the weed spreading and stuff like that. And it's just nicer when you're going down the highway if shit's not blowing off all over the place. So that's a good job for him. It's a miserable job, dusty job. And I mean, I was doing some of it, so don't let him tell you he did it all. We're gonna drop the straw again. We've got 3 people looking to get build up the inventory of their straw.